What makes me choose him over and over is that he loves me alone. He's never mixed me with anybody. I've never had to fight phone issues, girl issues. He protects me, you know. He respects his family. He has left and cleaved to me, and you know, he makes me feel special. You know, I don't have to compete with anybody for my space in his life.
I've been feeling this way since we hooked up. I ain't walking away no matter what. Tell me what you're fighting for, and I will fight with you. Cause this is our love story. This is our journey. This is our love story. This is our journey.
Firstly, God, because he told me about it. So whatever happens, she's still the one. To the tenacity that she has, the patience that she has with me. I mean, I'm married to a celebrity, and the things that she goes through, and she still sticks. I mean, we were driving a truck the other day. We were parking in the Machips, and Lobabalo said to me, "Mfanam, you are very lucky. For Lentombazana waiting in a truck in with you, you are very lucky." And it hit me because I could tell myself, I mean, she has to. I mean, this is all we have. But truth of the matter is, any other woman would say, I mean, Tibelo, and you know, but I mean, she used to ride the truck with me. Like, she called us the same shot in a truck. and I mean, we go everywhere, go to the mall with the truck, with the kids. To church every Sunday. I mean, and for me, that was like, okay, she wants to be here. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, great body, and she could get any man she wants, but she still chooses me over. So I think, yeah, and the fact that I love her to bits, I mean,
I love you.
And I love her alone. Yeah.
I don't imagine my life without him. Like, starting all over again would be like a nightmare. I mean, we've been through the most. You're now like comfortable. You can like walk naked in front of him. You don't care. Like, you're just comfortable. And also that he makes me feel comfortable. And the fact that he allows me to be, you know, through me thinking, okay, now what do I want to do in my life? Figuring it out to say, okay, one day I'm an entrepreneur, one day I'm not, one day I'm singing, one day I'm not. He's still there, providing for me, loving me regardless, with my flaws and all, with the things that when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, I actually don't like this about myself. And he comes and is like, he's crazy in love with that. He actually loves that. And you're like, I need to do this. He's like, I love you the way you are. So for me, is him loving me even when I'm not in love with myself.
He makes me laugh a lot. And just the way he loves me, and he provides, and I don't think that's what it's all about. However, you know, I feel safe and loved and protected. Yes.
It would be her loving self. She's someone who loves and loves fully. And the fact that she also chooses me every day, you know, all of us are different, and with all ups and downs, that we can be upset at one point, hash things out, and we know that we've moved on. So with that, I love that she always chooses me each day. And each morning for me is, I appreciate and I thank God that this morning she's woken up, we've both woken up, and she still chooses me. So that I really love.
I think it's because I chose her first. You know, when I met her, I prayed for her, and God gave me exactly what I prayed for. So, you know, I can't be going back to God and say, right, God, no, thanks for the 10 years. Now I need a short one. It's a bit wider. No, you know, it's, you get in a journey and you decide some things in your life and you stick to it because it's taking you somewhere. I mean, I think even God has purposed us to meet for what he wants to do with our family. You know, we complement each other in so many ways. We think alike in so many ways. Other ways I'm still trying to help her, you know, just twist a little bit to the right
Which
side,
ways?
you know. Like kids, you know. Bebe too Gubo, so she's thinking that's gonna happen with us. And the Tinagiti be C4 and Manja, I'm trying to nami up the score, you know, for the next generation. So we're trying to get to 5, and she's got 8 years to do it. So we are negotiating and planning around. We are planning around, you know, the 3 kids and the remaining years, you know. So that's why I still choose her, because we are still in negotiation, you know.
I think his love. He loves not like any man. Sorry, Brendan. Not. I'm just saying in general.
Don't talk about
any
Brendan. Why are you
men-
talking about Brendan?
No, men in general.
Okay.
Like,
Now, Brendan. Where is Brendan in this? How about you?
Men in general are not known to be that loving, not romantic.
Yeah.
He is the romantic man in our relationship, the romantic person in our relationship. So I think that's why I choose him. He makes me to choose love. He loves love. He genuinely loves small little things about love. You know, all the love languages of love. He loves it. Like he's a man of love, and I really can't. I choose him because he's also a man of God, and because of God in him, that's how he can love me, and that's why I love him.
Wow. That's like the first time I hear this. I think I need a t-shirt.
Don't lie.
Okay. What makes me choose you over and over again and no one else? I think it's because she completes me. You know, I always say this to some people as well, that even though I have a twin brother, she has replaced him in a more romantic way. Of course, obviously. This is a serious moment. You're laughing.
I'm listening to you.
Okay. No, I choose you because, babe, you and I just click. We have a vibe, and we get along very well.
On certain days.
On certain days, of course. And you compliment me very well. And you had, or rather you still do, you have my name embedded in your name. So it was heavenly orchestrated that we should be together. You know, so yeah, Rechu dice together, Mudimu Archu dice, God help us grow. Come on.
Thank you, Jesus.
She gets me, and I'm hard to get because I sometimes don't get myself. We are egotistical, temperamental, you know. I'm talking about musicians, and she gets me. She leaves me when I need to be left alone in my zone, and she just gets me. And I don't know. I don't think I'll ever find another person like that will get this. You know, couldn't do it first time around, and now second time. But God's given me a chance to be married again. She gets me, and I've got this peace in my heart. Even with my boys, with my baggage, she loves them. They got a better relationship with them at times. My son got married on Saturday, and even now with my daughter-in-law, they just love her to bits. And I've got this peace in my heart, and that's why I will choose her again and again. There's no strife. There's no maybe this issue. There's never issues. You know, I look at friends of mine that's been in a similar situation as me, with stepmom coming in, relationship issues all the way. They just fight all the time. And I look at my situation, and I'm so grateful that, you know, that she gets our situation, and they love her, and we love, you know, she loves them, and that's why I'll choose her over and over.
He's hard to forgiveness. Like, Lozi could be angry now, but I tell you, by the time we stand up from this chair, he's okay. Like, we're the best of friends again. And also his heart. Like, I see that in Faiz as well. constantly giving. He doesn't mind. He can give over and over and over and not count, versus me, who's just like, I think you've run out of gifts now. Now I'm done now, okay? So yeah, he doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough on his forgiveness. He doesn't have enough on his grudge holding. He doesn't do that. For him, it's just like, let's move on. It's over. You've apologized, and yeah, tomorrow's a new day. And that reminds me of God. His mercies are new every single morning. You know, he literally forgets. He chooses to forget. He doesn't have to. So yeah, I choose him every day because of that.
My advice for young men getting ready to take that leap is to put God first, include him in this process of you wanting to tie the knot with your loved one. Love this woman like Christ loved the church, and nothing will go wrong.
Be honest about who you are, where you come from, and what your intentions are in the marriage. I think this is what settled a whole lot of stuff for Trisha. She knew that I came from this dysfunctional, you know, not normal circumstances. I was very honest about that. But then she heard my dreams and where I was dreaming of, or what I was dreaming of becoming. And she bought into that. Remember, I had no money. I only had a few guitars. I sold my best guitar to buy wedding rings. But yeah, if you want to keep things going, be very honest. So the acronym that we got on our wedding day, we'll never forget. It's an acronym called CARE. Communicate honestly. Appreciate one another. Appreciate what you have, however small, however much. Appreciate who you have in your friendship circle. Respect for one another, very important. I've never used a bad, idle word towards her, ever. Neither has she. We don't swear at each other because this is the temple of the Holy Ghost, and I respect that. So I'm not allowed to defile this temple. Neither is this temple to be defiled. This way, either way. And encourage. I'm supposed to be an encourager of my wife, and not to break her down with words that will make her feel, you know, inadequate in any way, etc. So
keep communication going. Never go silent. And just love your man. Just love him, and with all his flaws, because nobody's perfect. No matter what, let love win, always.
I think make sure that the guy you are choosing is the guy you really want, you know. If it means you have, you know, us as women, I remember growing up, you would say, I want a tall guy. Let it be close to that. Although you never get a perfect guy, pray about it. I remember I prayed. I said at home, I'm going to be the first one to get married. And it happened. Pray about it. Know the guy. Don't get married because everyone is getting married. Also because we see a lot of divorce, because people are getting married because the guy has money. I didn't want a guy who was well established because I wanted to grow with that person, to say we had our struggles. Now when we talk about the 10 years, it's like, you know, it's actually, it feels good when you moving into your house, when you buy a car together. We were going to Para, you know, when you counting those things, this is a north, this thing I'm a vegula, now this is a woolies, now this is how many, but it's good to see the growth. So fall in love with someone because of the kind of person that he is, not because of the material, because that is, anything can happen. Like with God, literally, the world that he has, it might go. Would you be still there if it goes away? Love the person because you really love the person.
For me, it is really, like Trevor actually said in the beginning, that we have become one, and it's taking care of him as I would take care of myself. So why would I put all this pressure on him when I wouldn't want him to put pressure on me? You know, so it's getting to that point of realizing together we are achieving, we're making the best of each circumstance.
And I've made some stupid decisions, You know, but the key is to admit that you've done wrong and to confess. And this is very key. If you've done the family wrong or your wife wrong, make the confession so that you can move on. Don't expect for it to just be swept under the carpet and all of that stuff. It's very important that.
Sort the ground rules out. You know, try and address as far possible scenarios and stuff that you don't run into a hiccup later on and say, oh, geez, I didn't think of that. Why? Now this thing is there. Sort it out in the beginning before you get married. You know, sort those. There's a lot of stuff that can be sorted out, and once that ship has sailed, then it's cool. Then it's smooth sailing. Then it's not, hey, we didn't address this. Now this issue comes up. Yeah, but you know I love my Friday nights with my friends, or you know I've got the soccer game going, or this card game or games night with my buddies. It's an institution, but if you sort that out beforehand, are just silly scenarios, but you get what I'm saying. Set those ground rules. There's a lot of stuff that you have to sort out before the time. Don't just go blindly, I love you, and ready to take on the world. No, then the little things creep in and then it's an issue. Because mommy didn't know about that stuff. Mommy didn't know that you like to do this and that, and, you know, have quiet time, spend a weekend out in the mountains by yourself. Now you want to just pop it on her. No, sort it out before the time.
One word, selflessness. I really believe marriage works or doesn't work because of either you are one or two people get selfish. Once it becomes about what you're not getting and not what you're bringing in, it kills the whole thing. Because you're always going to put your issues over his. It doesn't matter what they are. And his issues always takes precedence over yours in his mind. So, but once the focus is what do I bring, how do I make him happy, instead of how can she make me happy, it kills the whole thing.
You must be ready. You know, when you are part of a family, you've got some responsibility, you know, because you are the son, or maybe the father is no longer there, you are almost the head, but your mother is there, so you are not sure. But once you go emzini wabantu yothatha ingane yabantu and you come with that poor child and you start giving the poor child babies, all those people are on your shoulders. They are your responsibility, regardless of what they do, how they treat you, what they think of you, or what they say to you. They are your responsibility. So when you are saying I'm getting married, you need to be ready to be a man, because you have to take responsibility regardless of how you feel. You know, your feelings can come. It doesn't matter how you feel. But if according to color 18, you know, they're expecting you as ubaba ukuthi usukume uyobheka. If akunasinto endlini, regardless of ukuthi bayazi ukuthi ziyakubhedela okwamanje, they are still expecting you to go and find bread because they need to eat. So you must be ready for the responsibility, because isikhathi sokungala asisekho. There's no walking away and saying, no, I'm going to get some fresh air, and you leave people hungry. You must be ready to take the responsibility, and always keep your problems within your marriage. Abazali, abangani, abomzala, and everyone else, all they do is pull you guys further apart, because they'll support you, and abangani baga wife bazo supporta wife, but they won't be saying the same thing, so they'll literally pull you guys apart. So it's better you fight through your problems alone or get professional help if you've got issues.
My thing would be for a young girl saying, you need to have God as the center of your life first, because marriage is not easy.
It's difficult.
Life is not easy in general. It's hard work, you know, and you need to have God on your side. If you go into a marriage without God, I think your marriage already is doomed. You know, a young woman must not think the husband is going to give her all that and be all that for her. It's a thing you work on together. You know, with where Trevor was and where I was at the time that we got married, today what we are, we've worked together to get to where we are today.
Yeah. Just one last thing, and I think it's important that these people take note of this. You cannot do it on your own either as a couple. You need other mature couples to walk the path with you. This has been our
advantage. Yeah.
We have not one, we have a number of older married couples that have spoken into our lives. The gentleman keeping me accountable and the ladies keeping her accountable.
Understanding one another and not letting small things and trivial things get in the way. And just to know that you love each other. Sometimes we love each other at times, but when there's issues that arise, then where's the love? Never attack the person, never address the person and get personal over your stuff. You love each other for and foremost. The other stuff is just stuff that can be sorted out. The love is always going to be there. Otherwise, you're never going to make it. Never. You're never ever going to make it. Know that you love each other, and whatever happens, it just falls underneath. Love needs to be the priority. The other stuff can all be sorted out.
Know that you're committing forever. It's not something that you can change your mind over. Know that once you have made your mind, know that you're getting into marriage forever.
I think you need to know who you are first. Figure out yourself. The moment you know who you are, you can allow someone to love your heart. But if you love yourself, it's the best thing that you can do. And then your marriage then you know what you want from a marriage. You're not just going into it just because my friend is getting married. You're going there because you want to be married. You want to grow with someone together, because this is forever. This is not just for 2 minutes. We do know that there's divorce, and sometimes it happens, but don't look at divorce, look at love. Look at, that if you go through hard times in a relationship, you still know that why you love them.
It's not an accomplishment, it's not an achievement, and make sure it is what you want, because it's not easy. You choose to love every day, and the day you choose to get married, you choosing to say I love you every day.
To another woman, get as much information as possible. Because it's not about the cakes and the dress. There's so much to marriage than what meets the eye. So make sure you are informed I got married and I didn't get ugialwa, but get informed. It's not just about the sex. There's so much going on in marriage, so make sure you are fully informed.
This is our love story. This is our journey.